We are less than 2 minutes away from the unveiling of a brand new sublabel for Vinegar Syndrome. First, we did the VSAs, which is the Vinegar Syndrome Archives. Then we got the VSUs, the Vinegar Syndrome Ultras, which gave us 4Ks. Then we had the VSPs, which were films that they kind of worked on themselves, Vinegar Syndrome Pictures. And now we're getting VSL, which we know is Vinegar Syndrome Labs. So I'm just here for the unveiling of the of Vinegar Syndrome Labs, kind of give my thoughts on that. As you can hear, it's a coffee brewing in the background because you gotta have your coffee. So let's get ready. And I am back, and we are less than a minute and a half away. I gotta say, I'm excited. Whenever there's a new label being done, we'll look at this quickly. They announced Matthew Bright's Ted Bundy for the latest VSA. Not completely like for me, not my style. There's a great cast in that. Let's like refresh it just to make sure we got it right. But it's not a big one for me. Now, one thing I will say is that I didn't realize this when I first went through, but when they did their Made in Hong Kong Volume 1 box set, if anybody remembers VCDs, like they're like, you get the movies from like from Asia, and they'd be on like CDs, and sometimes be like on two CDs, and would be on two CDs, being like a jewel crown case. So I had Deli Game back in the day, or sorry, Deli Camp, in one of those VCD cases. So that is actually kind of tempting. But I'm not sure about the Demon Baby one. That's the one that really doesn't, I'm not quite sure about. I am excited now. We're like less than a minute away. We're less than 30 seconds away. And it's going to be interesting to see what they're what they're going to do. I'm going to get some no. Carnation. So I am so excited to see this. Oh, are we are 1 second away from defining it with this. So let's refresh it. Flesh and Fantasy. Oh, we're looking at an older title. So like a really older title. We're going back. So VSL, a trilogy of tales of love and death. First, a drowning during Mardi Gras leads to a bitter woman's mass reckoning. Next, an upstanding citizen is driven to madness and murder by a palm reader's prophecy. Finally, a circus tightrope walker is haunted by dreams of a mysterious woman and his own death. A 1940s film. Edward G. Robinson, Barbara Stanwyck, Charles Boyer, Betty Field, Robert Cummings. Got new commentary from Barry Forshaw and film critic author Kim Newman. Fate News of the Dark World of Julien Duver. Did not expect this. Like, this is definitely older school. Limited edition slipcover. Looks really nice. My dad would know this one. I got to get my dad in here to check on this one in a second. Let's go to the 10 for 10. Let's do that for fun. Let's see what's there today. Okay, so let's see if there's anything here that I would recommend for anybody. Well, we got a VSP here for the first time. That's actually a big deal. Monster Camp Sunshine and Honeymoon of Terror. I kind of think my dad probably has this. Master of the World is here. That's one of the newer ones we've seen. Death Row Game Show is going. Zombie Island Massacre. If you don't have that, that's a lot of fun. It's a cheesy ass movie, but it is a ton of fun. Shallow Grave is really freaking good. If you haven't had Shallow Grave, that's a definite recommendation for me right there. That is one of the best movies they put out last year. Looks like they got Circle Collective. I'm waiting for them to do some Canadian or national pictures. I want to see them in the 10 for 10 section. Recommendations for today. Death Row Game Show is a lot of fun. If you don't have it, it's one of the early releases. Zombie Island Massacre has a score by Harry Manfredini. It's pretty much the same score as he did for Friday the 13th, but it's a good score nonetheless. I like Anvil Dollhouse. That's kind of a different one. And Shallow Grave for sure. I'm tempted on the Scaring of 66 first. I don't have this one, and I have all the other VSPs. I've got Sensor. I have I've got the other one they put out, but I don't have this one. Is this a limited edition version, or yeah, it looks like the cover. So yeah, I am tempted on this one. This is a newer film. It's a 2021 film, but it is kind of an older school, older style film. I like the foil mirror case. That kind of like that intrigues me. And if you, just in case you're wondering, if you're about like the Vinegar Syndrome stuff, the different ones we've seen so far late for the VSPs. So we'll go to the sub labels there, and I'll show you. There's been Censor, there's been New York Ninja, and Scary on 61st is the last VSP that they put out. So that's one of the slightly newer ones. But yeah, we're getting an idea what the VSL is, and actually, I'm kind of excited. I was kind of wondering if this was going to be newer stuff than we've seen previously, because Ted Bundy is a 2002 VSA. That's the newest VSA they've ever done. But it looks like they've gone in exactly the opposite direction and done Flesh and Fantasy with Edward G. Robinson. Let me know what you think. And he says VSL number 2. So I guess later on in the week, we will find out what exactly is VSL number 1. Well, that being said, this is just a short video to look at what's been done. And am I excited? Yeah, it's actually it's pretty exciting. I will see you soon.